Joining in this week's live edition, the Hull University students who have an album out just as they're taking their finals, the best-selling Everything But the Girl. The film that's cleaning up in the States by cleaning up street styles, breakdance. A book that quotes everything from Nietzsche to the Reith lectures in tackling the enigmatic appeal of Joy Division and New Order, and the small independent record label which is plundering the vaults of the major label Atlantic and discovering a wealth of forgotten classics. And to talk about all that, the wonderfully varied panel of George Michael from Wham, who have this week's highest entry in the singles charts with Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, Morrisey from the Smiths, who this week released their new single, Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now, and Tony Blackburn, the veteran DJ, who's been treated as a brand new star here in the South East, thanks to his policy of mixing outrageous phone calls and excellent soul music on Radio London. And we start with Everything But the Girl, the gentle duo of Tracy Thorn and Ben Watt, currently in the top 40 with Each and Every One. Apart from their own work together or as soloists, they've had a considerable effect on Paul Weller's music. He's played with them and they've played with the Style Council. This week, Tracy has been taking her finals in Hull in drama, and Ben's been taking his English exams. And hot on the heels of their single, they've now released their first album, Eden.
How far we had drifted apart. Can I still count you as a friend? Or have I done too much now to ever make amends? 'Cause I once needed just an open mind. Well, that's no reason why I now should leave you behind.
Tony, you've actually been playing the single along with all the black music on your show. Do you like the whole album?
I'm still getting over the veteran DJ, I think. I did start when I was 10. Yes, I liked it to a certain extent. I mean, the single, the reason why I'm playing it as a soul record is it's very, very soulful. The album's got this bossa nova beat going through it the whole way. I find it a bit monotonous, to be honest with you. And it strikes me, although she's got a very nice voice, I can take it probably for one single. And there are one or two other tracks on it that are very nice. But I think it would probably become a little bit background for me. There isn't enough light and shade in the album. But apart from that, I rather like it. It's a nice sound. And, I mean, there's room for it, but, I don't know, not quite for me. But I love the single. The single's great.
George?
I must admit, there's not that much to add to that. I think that the single is the best thing on the album, definitely. I love her voice. I mean, it's great to get you. I mean, it's so melancholy and it's just so vulnerable that it's a beautiful voice in that way. But for a whole album, it does drag on a bit, you know, and it actually starts to take away from the songs because individually you can appreciate them a lot better, and they are very good songs, or 4 or 5 on the album anyway. But as an album, it starts to, you know, to wash a bit.
Yeah, but she's become something of a cult figure, though, hasn't she?
Yeah,
with the Marine Girls and with the Style Council and all that. But
yeah. She's becoming a little bit more accessible. I think probably, I don't know, it just seems to be a coincidence they've just signed to WEA, but it does seem a lot more accessible than before. I think it's nowhere near as good as Plain Sailing, which is my favourite track of hers, but still a good album.
Morrisey, I know you know them. Do you approve of their album?
To a large degree I do, because at least half of the album I really like, and I feel that if I can like at least half an album, well, for me personally, that's really quite revolutionary.
Which bits do you like and why?
Well, I did think that Another Bridge is really quite spectacular. I'm still mystified about the single and the success of the single, which I think
You don't think it's that good?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I think it's perhaps the most least attractive track. I don't know, I can't explain it. It just didn't really strike me that much. So, but obviously I really like them.
I think melodically I think it's the most, I don't know, I think it's most interesting melodically on there.
I thought it was wonderful, the single. I don't like albums, though. And I get,
Ever?
No, I generally don't like albums very much. I want to go on from one particular sound to another, and I find on an album, it's very lucky if you can find 3 or 4 good tracks anyway, but I don't actually like listening to albums very much.